Okay, I am ready for your article.
Yeah.
How to create an extremely profitable multi-million-dollar business.
Well, last week we talked about two things. We talked about know why you're in the business, and the second thing, which I think is even just as important, is getting out of your own way. Stop doing things that limit your growth, whether they're thoughts, behaviors, or relationships that you have that inhibit your growth. The third point, which we're going to start with today, is stop wasting your time. So the number one bottleneck of any company is the owner, by far, right? And I'm sure as a broker, you've seen this over and over again, how fast they can
depresses
respond.
value substantially.
Absolutely substantial. So we have to really make sure that we are doing what matters. And so much of what we do are purely avoidance behaviors. I still like to go to Walmart every now and then and shop. There's no reason for me to go to a Walmart shop. I have things online. I'm avoiding a difficult conversation. I'm avoiding prepping for this radio show, whatever it is that's causing me anxiety. We need to stop that. So the exercise I tell all my clients is I do some, consulting. When I say consulting, I help friends, through their business. I say, take a piece of paper and write down 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, all the way down to whenever you finish the day. And for every half-hour chunk, write down what is it you did. And if you can outsource any of the activities, or write down how much would it cost you to outsource those activities. And you'll be shocked to see how many you could outsource to a college student or a high school student for $10 an hour. So why are you doing it? Right? So those are the things you absolutely have to stop doing. And that's hard to do if you're cash strapped, but be creative about it. If you can hire an admin, great, hire an admin. If you can't, train your employees to do some of this extra work for you and pay them a little bit of extra cash to do it.
I've said for years, I'm curious to get your thought on this as well, that the most successful people, and the way to achieve the success you want, I'm not defining success for you, I'm saying whatever success is, it's through employees and staffing. I mean, you must hire, you have to have employees to continue to grow. And to me, that in my mind's eye steps right in with what you're saying, which is I don't want to waste my time with this stuff. I want somebody else to continue their efforts to be doing that.
Yeah, so Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, you and me all have one thing in common. We have 24 hours in a day. So how is it they're able to become multi-billionaires, over $100 billion in net worth? They're able to manage their time highly effectively, and they know to invest in employees, which is sometimes hard to do because you don't have the cash necessarily to do it. But if you get creative, there are ways of offloading. When I first hired my first manager, my revenue skyrocketed because I was able to focus on sales and not on the day-to-day.
That's what I want people to hear, because that is my thought on that. That's my experience as well.
Right, and right now, and when you don't hire enough, we had this problem in May. We only had 2 managers, and we grew 30% month over month. It almost killed my management staff, so I had to hire another manager. So that's the stop wasting your time, and always use a coach. I mean, like yourself, you get a coach to help you figure out creative ways of offloading your time and making sure that you have enough time to do what you want to do for your company and for your personal life. The second point we're going to talk about today is know what you're not going to do. Harvard Business.
That's an interesting thought.
So Harvard Business School, where my wife graduated from, has this.
You just showing off now.
Well, she left.
Showing off.
Shoves it in my face that I went to Cornell and she went to Harvard. So it's like
I would too if I could.
So in any case, the Michael Porter is one of the founders of Company Strategy. Says when you know exactly what you're not going to do, then you have an effective strategy. Right, so it's easy to take too many clients from everywhere. Most of my clients are in Charlotte. If I start taking clients in, York County, that's going to be very, very challenging for me to handle that. Knowing what I'm going to be priced. Am I the high-price client, or am I the provider, or am I the low price? And work around that. Knowing what your competition is doing and not doing, and figuring out, okay, do I want to do what my competition is doing, or do I want to not do what they're doing and do something differently from them?
You and I have talked about this before, and that is you have to learn to say no.
Yes.
And that's hard to do. I really have a hard time saying, no, I can't do that right now, because I could help them. It's
Right.
just so much other stuff I should be doing.
Well, it's also understanding the thing that we forget is the opportunity cost. What is the cost of me doing this business? If I service you and I have to spend an hour going to your place, I could be spending that time cleaning somewhere else in my cleaning business, and what revenue am I losing because I'm servicing you versus another client? That is a very, very important thing to understand, is how your profit is going to grow.
And you know, and I have made a living on this statement alone, which I have found this niche. I am a small business broker. I help people buy and sell businesses from 4 or 5 million in gross sales on down. So I'm the broker's broker, right?
Right.
When you don't want that deal, but you want to help them, send them to Joe. And I find that to be the biggest. If you don't want to do something, find a referral partner and work with them with these areas that you don't want to do. It does give you a place to send clients to. And from my experience, it also flows back in my direction as well.
In fact, I have very tight relationships with the largest cleaning business in Charlotte, which is Maid Brigade. And the owner and I are very, very good friends, and we bounce ideas off of each other all the time. And there's a client I just can't handle. I'll refer them to him and say, can you handle this client because maybe we're understaffed for that day or we're overworked for that day, whatever the reasoning is. They may be able to handle it. And the reverse is true. They will refer business back to us when they have.
I have a woman with cats. They want you to take care of them.
Exactly, the cat lady. So those are the two major points for today. We can keep going on, but any questions that people have, put it in the Facebook, and we'll be happy to answer it, I guess.
You have just seen part 2 of the way to create an expansive, profitable, massive, multi-million-dollar business by Palash.